wako ni nchenga wuni ni dinkomo ni mso ntu aba makura oh so na bo oh good ukwada fear the delegates ayo bonda to so da aduasan ba kwin won na won so se obedo suko adwenadwene mu do na wahwe ni gi a ebeba party mu 2028 na wode ayi obi a owa hobrase na adwene mu do na owo nipa ho mmere na onya wo nipa kana fu nyina kire se woto eye asia hinfo abayi bia anka Bawumia anaka wobeto ade amano
want to ma Bawumia
I'm not adding Bawumia.
Bawumia perfect because ono obi a we di kan na asa abanti o so e man second chance e man san ko
e be second chance in the park.
We asked them whether they agree with the notion that presenting a candidate for the second time helped the party to win the election. 45% of MPP delegates said they agree that if you bring a candidate twice, it helps them to win. But 23% disagreed that no, it doesn't always suggest so. And 32% were neutral about it. They don't whether agree or disagree.
Good morning, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. As has been stated, we invited you here this morning to, through you, announce to the entire MPP fraternity in particular, and to the generality of the people of Ghana, our decision to support the candidature of His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia as flag bearer of our great party, the New Patriotic Party, for the second time on the 31st January 2026 presidential primaries, and subsequently lead the party into the 2028 general elections.
Mema etiefo ni ahwefu nyina kwaba de ba koda media tv sabre media ne kachire eja ya odi asempa dwumadi atundi chirechire nti Musa matene gom pe na me de senchire mu bi na bere bia na asem wate na so wate wanti ni yi ana wonte kurae nti na ho behia se me de bibia to wa na wo de birika na wo beti san se betade nsem a obi nti exclusive na me de abeto nti nde di kan roba so na wa subscribe to the Koda Media TV na wabeka Koda Media TV ebusu ku no ho nti bibia to fem pa na wo sa kan utie wie pa mesre na se wo do comment beto comment section ho na ye ho se dwuman ye no na edi na wanya nkyiremu na wo de kyirema mo bi so a kyiro bi a na watimi a kyire se na ti pepepe adwumaku bi a eye abato ho adwuma na abato ho nkyerɛkyerɛ hena nokura tumi hena no wahoden hena no die nim hena no die achi eye global info analytic na openi odan no wo fere no Musa Danquah wo hwɛ Musa Danquah adwuma no fi 2024 ya ba na kyese ogina ne nanso sembi obeka bia no na edidana kwam nti sese no credit is given to a global info analytic one penye Musa Danquah no there sembia betugafa MPP primary see obeko no obepon director so eduasa ba kwin and they obepon director so eduno asia aka nanum pe na awo adusrem na ya ba befre won awo gi awo asia henfo na tua henfo daro na won tumi na won pusu asore wona ba be kire yesi se odi MPP anim ndi atu ahenfo no wona abrofo kase wo from delegates we ka ba ko sem bia ye wo fa wonya ne ba bi ko ese John o ka sem bi fa delegates ho o se sankrofo no wo hu yehu papa enti sankrofo sro wako ni nchenga woni ni dinkomo no mso ntu aba makura oh so na bo good ukwada koya ya wo obe problem oba fo sike ha bo obwa enti delegates fi wo hu ye hu papa enti ye wo fa wonya ne bebi ko eye sejon o se fear the delegates when suro wa obi de udokono kwa Na sa fear the delegate free then a fear omukura so then a wonga no ho wonga na we to ahemfo so usuru wo wonga na 31st wobeda won ho adi na wakere won bobre na won decide for the new patriotic party. They are the decision makers. Do won agori be do enti ayo be bonda to so da aduasan ba kun won na won na so se wobedo suko adwenadwene mu do na wahwe ni gi a ebeba party mu 2028 na wode ayi obi a owa hobrase na adwene mu do na owo nipa ho mmere na onya wo nipa ebi o ana you ni no so ka ho na onya wo nipa ni na ka ho se kesuban ho kesuban ho enti sa delegates free to ahini free on 31st January 2026 and na kade mpe na mrena so one na obabe take a decision for the new patriotic party towards the 2028 general elections. Na openi Musa Danquah prawa bise ma titi ma kasa ma no tete bi firi mu no wie ya no ba no oh nipa benum na wokọ akansi ni de ya bisa nipa esanse nipa na to aba no ya bisa won ho anije otan won ho se ne won subante ne se fata se ohene beye ne se fata se omampani beka ne se fata se omampani obu ase se wode ma no ye hwehwe sa ne mani nyina mu ne wie ne trase ne hu se ne ya no eye se no Yakobon kan Genesis no also trans no hu se ne ayi ni nyina eye Musa Danquah so trans no hu se apra wa call them questions that we bisa ne anu ye wanya nyina no fide eye no wie ni nyina wie no na baka kire se oh Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia the former flag bearer for the new Patriotic Party in 2024 ono kuria na delegates for so wobesade na ko chance was abosumo ho wokọ mprensa nyembrenu you obi kompegan biesa ne denti na Bawumia de yemfa na ko ba ko pe asem ni ni nti kwasi ni nyina na wie ni Mom yenkotie opanyi Musa Danquah director for info and global info analytics.
Hi, good evening. My name is Musa Danquah, Global Info Analytics. Today is 23rd of January 2026, the day we release the final poll and the predictions for the MPP race. Tonight, I'm just giving you a summary of the findings from the poll, and then we can understand how the poll are currently looking, or how the race is currently looking as the campaigns getting ready to wind down. Now, we sampled over 10,100 delegates across the country. Demography-wise, 19% were female, 81% were male delegates. Ages 18 to 24, under 1%. 25 to 34, 12%. 35 to 44, 43%. 45 to 54, 34%. 55 to 64, 9%. And 65 plus, 2%. In terms of education, 43% of the delegates have highest level of qualification to be junior high. 34% have senior high as the highest qualification, and tertiary 12%, and then no formal qualification by 11%. And the sample, 81% of delegates are Christians, and 18% are Muslims, 1% traditional religion and stuff. Now let's look at ethnicity. The Akans were nearly 60%. 59%, Mori Dagbani 15%, the Evers 8%, Ghana Dangbe 7%, Guans 5%, others 3%, and the rest were just small percentages. Now, we asked them whether they agree with the notion that presenting a candidate for the second time helped the party to win the election. 45% of MPP delegates said they agree that if you bring a candidate twice, it helps them to win. But 23% disagree, that no, it doesn't always suggest so. And 32% were neutral about it. They don't whether agree or disagree. So you can see that by majority of 22%, MPP delegates believe that second chance for a candidate will help that person to win the election. Then we came to favorability rating of the candidate. How favorable do you see candidate? The net score. Bawumia lead the pack with 93%. He leads the pack with 93%. Kennedy, 85%. Brian on 86%. Educhum, 83%. And Kobna Aji Japan, 85% in terms of favorability rating. We did ask them about the qualities they are looking at which will influence them to make a choice with regards to who they will vote for. 23% of them said they want somebody who can win the election for MPP. 70% want somebody who can care about the crowd or who will care about the grassroots. 16% want somebody who can bring change. Another 16% want somebody who can unite the MPP. And 11% want somebody who is trustworthy. And somebody who is humble is 8%. And other factors other than these ones we've given 7%. But 2% are saying that they want somebody who can fight, a fighter. So overall, when we ask them how they intend to vote, what we call the headline polling numbers using committed voters model, Bawumia on 48%. Kennedy Japan on 25%, Brian Champion 6%, 1%, Educhum, and then near zero for Kobna Aji Japan. But 21% of them said they would not disclose. They have decided, but they won't tell us who they would vote for. So 21%. Now, if you look at 21%, it's a huge number. If you add 21% to Kennedy's number, it goes to 46. All the 21, it goes to 46. If you add 21 to Brian, it gets 27. If you add that to Educhum, it gets 22. If you add all the 21 to Bawumia, it gets what? 69. But we're not saying that we're going to get 69. But what we are saying here is that per this poll, Bawumia just need 2% to cross to 50% plus 1. Just 2%. So from this 21, if he gets 2%, he's home and dry. Now, the regional breakdown shows that Bawumia is leading in all the 16 regions except Central region and Volta region, where Kennedy leads in those areas. So Bawumia has a complete, almost sweep across the country, except Central region and Volta region. Now, if you say that in the case of runoff, who would you vote for? Bawumia actually crossed to 51%. Ken, 26%. 23% will say they will not disclose. So here again, Bawumia is already above 50%. Runoff. So even if you give all the 23% to Kennedy, he doesn't get 50% plus 1. That is the reality today from the polls. Now, remember we told you about neighbors effect. The neighbors effect model is we just ask people, who do you think your friends are voting for? Is it Kennedy, Bawumia, or who? In the friends or the neighbors model, the friends are saying that 62% of them believe that their friends are voting for Bawumia. 32% of them believe their friends are voting for Kennedy. 5% think that they are voting for Brian. 1% for Educhum. So you see that the neighbors effect is giving us a different outcome from what we give you as 48% and so on and so forth. The neighbors effect is simply means that people are willing to discuss what their friends are going to do, but they won't tell you what they want to do themselves. So we are using the back door to understand who they think their friends are voting for. Now, if you look at the race in the face of last election, 81% of people who voted for Bawumia in the last election are still voting for him again, 81%. But 9% of Bawumia supporters in 2023 have come to Kennedy, 9%. 6% has gone to Brian Achampong. 4% said they will not disclose. Then when it comes to Kennedy, 11% of people who voted for Kennedy last time are voting for Bawumia. 11%. 81% are voting for him. So 81 for Bawumia voting for him again, 81 for Brian Kennedy voting for him again. So they are square in terms of that. But Bawumia has gotten more people from Ken leaving Ken to vote for him than leaving him to vote for Ken. 11 minus 9 is 3. That's 3 advantage. But 5% of Ken people are voting for Brian. 5%. Now, when you look at those who voted for Dainio, 20% are voting for Bawumia, 40% will vote for Kennedy Ejapon, and another 40% will vote for Educhum. Now, if you look at those who voted for Afri Akoto, very few people, but those few people, they are all voting for Dr. Yao Educhum. But among those who did not vote in the last primaries, delegates who didn't vote, Bawumia is on 48%, Kennedy on 23%, and 27% said they are undecided. So you can see that those who didn't vote, their race is similar to the main race. Now, we did ask them about the qualities that they are looking for in a candidate, and then we asked them who would they vote for. So for those who say humble, Bawumia is leading 67%, 21%. Those who say trustworthy, Bawumia 45, Ken 32. Fighter, Bawumia 25, Ken 62. Caring for can bring change, 51 Bawumia, 26 Ken. Care for grassroots, Bawumia 42, Ken 30. Can win 2028 election, Bawumia 47, Ken 24. Can unite MPP, Bawumia 45, Ken 16. And those who are using other factors, Bawumia 45 and Ken 11%. So on that score, on every quality criteria, Bawumia is leading Ken. Ken is only leading among those who say fighter. Now, using all this data analysis, we then decide to give our projections based on what we know. At the end of the day, will Bawumia get 48? Will Ken get 25? Will Brian get 5% or 6%? Now, from what we have done in the model, we are seeing that Bawumia could be on 57%, Kennedy 28%, Brian 13%, Educhum 2%, and Japan near 0. Why has Brian gone up? In the last few days, we've seen Kennedy Japan losing grounds, and Brian is the one benefiting. Brian shouldn't be at 13%, but he is now on 13% in the model because he's gaining numbers from Bawumia. Now, on the election day, we'll see which one will pan out. Is it the predictions or is it the neighbors effect? Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.
Area Musa Danquah in 79 into 31st of January 2026. A year of the Ponda to so at your son Bako. I am a day a day anywhere bay. I try Bobe Nuisiaco no okay. Nenus Yaka Biara. Dengara in Sianta de Bessa. Nemo Musa Danquah to say, the Bianco na wie wa abatunu na Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ujirem Brian as for the flag bearer for the New Patriotic Party. Was he been film won fa biso nka ho ai babru masam enti sana etenen na no na koda media TV so bido esiko saa na nsem bi wa bia monte na makofa na me aba on the 8th of January 1926, 16 days ago, and MPsa and ebinum ni egwasu bio nanso owa hoden won ye ba be ye hu any current MPs 118 nipa mako oha ne dum wotwe we declare one support for the man Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Na minkuma so bia no me yankuti briefly na me wahinta sem ba ko na me san fan stop so enti me nko gina kire wo tie ko da bi TV ko pen say me wie dwumadi no na wate asem na se yi okukire mu akire obi a na watimi akire bi se ne ete pepepe yanko ne yankuti ye nuanu mu ya we declare one support nipa mako oha ne dum wotwe declare one support man Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia yanko ne yankuti ni.
Good morning, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen. As has been stated, we invited you here this morning to, through you, announce to the entire MPP fraternity in particular, and to the generality of the people of Ghana, our decision to support the candidature of His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia as flag bearer of our great party, the New Patriotic Party, for the second time on the 31st January 2026 presidential primaries, and subsequently lead the party into the 2028 general elections. Ladies and gentlemen, it is true that some of us of this group have, in their individual capacities, variously supported the candidature of Dr. Bawumia as he prepared for the 2026 primaries. However, we 118 PCs who represented the New Patriotic Party for the 2024 general elections, convinced that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not the reason nor the cause of our 2024 electoral defeat, as per the various studies conducted by the party's own Professor Michael Quay committee, highlights of which have been provided by the General Secretary, and also independent institutions such as the Conrad Adenauer Foundation, the New Patriotic Party's own Parliamentary Caucus, the Political Science Department of the University of Ghana, have, after extensive engagements amongst ourselves, and importantly, after engaging our polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, former constituency executives, council of elders and patrons, taking a decision to come together and collectively declare our support for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's candidature for the 2028 presidential elections. This declaration, ladies and gentlemen, following the one earlier made by our 63 compatriots who were victorious in the 2024 parliamentary elections and are today ably representing the party in Parliament, is intended to send a clear message to the grassroots of our party and the good people of Ghana that the majority of their representatives whom they chose to lead the party during the 2024 general elections are strongly united behind the candidature of Dr. Bawumia. We must, at the very outset, state that this decision is not born out of any parochial or self-interest on our part. It has been taken after sober reflection and based on a deep sense of duty to our great party in particular and the future direction of our dear nation, Ghana. We have listened to key stakeholders in our various constituencies, including, as I said, our polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, former constituency executives, council of elders and patrons. We have also listened to the youth, market women, our farmers and fisherfolk, businessmen and businesswomen, opinion leaders, religious leaders and traditional authorities. And I've come to the conclusion that there exists broad and overwhelming consensus that Dr. Bawumia is best placed amongst all the eminent personalities who are vying for the flag-bearer position of our party to lead our great party into the 2028 general elections. The greater majority of well-meaning Ghanaians are looking to us delegates to do just that. Dr. Bawumia has proven himself to be a visionary leader, with a track record of competence, integrity, and commitment to Ghana's development.
Asemni was oni hoi wajino konfrano ka kumso kwekwenum ene wajino nipa ohaba ko ne dum wotwe declare one support edema Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Na woni na ma na abrante bi kopie lorry station baby na driver CV ayadwuma na won abrane wote wojimframa na abrante bi kopie won so no. Oh, hey, aka America kra bi na MPP fa kwakoto abo na wokopɛ yokanifo the flag bearer ono bukita kram franka no na wohim say Fred 2028 election year be or the kwakogi tumi afi nkrofo ni nsam dollar akosoro dollar befam of nsemu or the film dollar city $30 ekaka nyina so dokono ye 7 series ukwa adwira wonto aburu no ehu wantimi ahatamu na ehu na ayoka nso bankran dokono 7 series sankrofo no ye babaji tumi na fi wonsam 2028 election enti yenua century ni du tazira vaccine da vaccine mu no bisa so minuanom ne da honi 31st nsɛm a bɛkɔ wo Ghana hani enti mo hwa hena na wonto aba ma no so na hena nko na wonto aba ma no ina bio we yo so na awo bia ni ho bio we Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia won a edi na kiri nyina na obi a bɛkyerɛ ne bɔbrɛ na ahoɔden sɛ bia Bawumia ni ho a obetimi abeso konwani mu na wato adwumadi ne so nti won wode won ho bɛkyerɛ na mo ni ogire ho bran Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia yenko na yenkuti yeni adava fui nkoma wodi wo Lord Station ho na ehye nkura mpapapa na yemra
na so jira he wo fa kasa why wo fa one minute Bawumia ne ken ne bra hana delegate into abama
want to ma Bawumia
I'm not adding to Bawumia
perfect because ono obi a we di Ghana asa abanti oso ye man second chance e man san ko
e be second chance nya de pa
bua eye enya de panka
olusu poto
enya de panka mama kwamba mama first we lusu enso samba yentuma Bawumia ono ana ko
Matias champion that na hina ye toma Bawumia na say toma kena na say Brian why na toma no
yentuma Bawumia na
delegate toma Bawumia
say ye kula anke tubia ye nyina betoma Bawumia ba ye ba ye ntubi ni nti Bawumia na oso mutoma
I think no say toma
o ma kan nyina o mo na ho
the other thing say toma Bawumia I think
my member the
manager I think no say
to me ni the Bawumia lifestyle ni me fe how was me really on my no na kama
yes but me economy ni ye dey
omobua na
dollar no
na dollar no was ro ye saka no ye adwuma unya sika kama
prices e wo soro kama
still na ye adwuma benya sika pepepe ba se na atete ne maso nko ye adwuma kula onya so
I see
nti ye de Bawumia na na ko
nti mu de Bawumia na na ko
Bawumia for life
Bawumia for life Matias champion now so
Meso said the Okana, no one America. Was a young Bawumia.
Delegate him to Bawumia.
Sure.
Is it Bawumia tomorrow? Obelusu 2028.
No. I didn't know so low. Always Olusu. I did back when I'm a Fakra one. I want to say, Tama Oja, I can't say. Abanumukrama, and my cram me feel.
So Lusu.
Olusu, but Oja, Musa, other countries no all the compare and but what me jam simple and my sundia bagana. Mimi no more mujina ebedia dancers no cry at yemwa. So therefore let's go for him. My young movie life goes.
To delegate him to my bar.
Sure.
I see.
yo oba ko kire se me de ne me del papa no kura ne se ye to about 2024 yi no tena so na nimpanifo tena sha wo hu so da bi abato ankwa moaye no gitum ten so wadi nkugu sene baya mo je hwegu ne ntoko bi ensisi ba bi sa decision na papa ne take no eya adwene mu do papa na ehiama a wise man to take that decision enti enunti Bawumia na ko no bibi says na say Bawumia so lusu poto no say mama say 2026 on so 2016 on so lusu poto and so Ghana for the new baby enti what the mama ene Bawumia tunsane so a what you say Bawumia we na so mama na kwa ye matrama kwa na ye hu so enti Ghana fo nyina kire say what to eye esia hinfo abayi bia anka Bawumia anaka obeto ade amano yumadi eye nchirichiri ntimbetra no mede nsa winchire mu nia wote na wante asiye nia wonte da ese bede besomo na muhuni a elko so 2026 31st of January be ponda to so aduanu aduasa ba kwin memene da samiri de na about no koso butu entwa na ne no nsia ne no nso ne no twe enko no nkro no na Ghana fo nyina hu fa ko a nsi ande brodi hu a ebe fa enti yɛmfa mpaebɔ ɛmfantae the New Patriotic Party akyi na ne wɔkɔkɔyɛ no ɛnyɛ adom na nyɛ nhyira na ɛnyɛ nigye na nyɛ nkuranhyɛ nso obi biara a wayɛ wadwene anaa wabɔ wadwene pɔw sɛ ebia obi ama wo kapere bi nti wobɛkɔ akɔdi nsamfom bi ɛwɔ abatoɔ no ase no de anyɛ na monkey will go to market but he will never return nti bɛserɛw awofo muntu mo mafo wohwɛ sɛ wowɔ baabi a n'adwene wɔ fam a wobɛtumi adaadaa no mɛdɛ bɛdi mmuasɛm a to ne fo ɛsiane sɛ hɔ no apolisifo bɔbɔ wɔn ho mmɔden nanso partifo no ankasa wɔ wɔn securities a wɔn so wogyina mu dendenden wɔ hɔ nti bia na wofa polisifo no nsɛm a na woankɔ ankɔfa partifo no nsɛm nti mɛsrɛ mo wowɔ ahoɔden a twɛn mɛtumi arrange na wakɔbuku makɔbɔ boxing na wagye ho sika na wadi na mmom nea wɔbakɔyɛ na daakye bia de oyɛ nne bi bɛbrɛ wo na abusua no de na wagyae nti obi bɔ paa sɛ memne dɛ bɛyi mewɔ adwuma bi ma wo wɔ MPP fo prime nase a ka kyerɛ sɛ awɛ menkɔ ho hia Bawumia de ba bɛbu ɔma yi 2029 2030 akɔ nti mpɛ sɛ mehunu amambu kasa kyerɛ no Goda Media TV media ne ka kyerɛ agya yɛ odi asɔ mpam sɛ ndwubadi yɛ ato ne kyekye nti bɛtrɛ goma na mede nsɛm kyerɛ mu ɛna ɛbɛsom